My man Smack, you finally respond to ARP dropping ether blogs, exposing URL. Let's talk about it.
Battle Booth is hot for gang on the low. He hot for gang on the low. I'm Battle Booth gang, so y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
The Battle Booth. If you look him up, y'all go subscribe to his channel.
Oh, it's about time, Smack. It's about time. It's about time the URL decides to fight back. As far as responding to ARP, dropping a mini series, bro, a docu-series, dropping files. ARP saved the files, bro. Exposing the URL, bro. For every time you guys sabotaged an event, blocked a battle rapper. Finally, hip hop is real. Yo, salute to hip hop is real, man. I feel like hip hop is real be asking the tough questions sometimes. Sometimes I feel like they be asking the tough questions. And I'm not gonna hold y'all. Listening to No Bars asking Smack about his thoughts regarding ARP dropping blogs, exposing the URL, bro. No Bars, it sounded like No Bars didn't even want to ask the question, to be honest with y'all. It sounded like No Bars was kind of like nervous to ask the question. It sounded like he was kind of like, you know what I mean? Like kind of maybe intimidated, you know what I'm saying? And almost didn't even want to ask this question, but they asked it anyway. He asked it anyway, bro. You should see the look on Smack's face, bro, right now. Smack is looking at No Bars like he's about to kill him. He's looking at him like he's about to kill him. Smack usually has his sunglasses on, you know what I mean? But when No Bars asks him about this ARP situation, bro, Smack has his glasses off and he has a death stare. Death stare. There's only one issue, bro, with this whole response, right? And I feel like it's the fact that, unfortunately for the URL, they just don't have somebody who can match ARP. They don't have an individual on the URL side who can go. Shout out to my man Norbs who said this one time. And I remembered it because I was like, yo, that's very true. It's very, very true. Like something that's very true, I'm going to remember. The URL doesn't have somebody to go wit for wit with ARP as it pertains to making a video, right? And somebody responding in a way where it's not over the top, but you're still getting a point across and you're still doing what you got to do. That takes wit. You know what I'm saying? That takes being smart to an extent. URL doesn't have that, unfortunately, bro. They don't have that. I feel like if Norbs was still on the URL, if Norbs was URL, you know what I mean? And that whole thing didn't happen to where URL, you know, got Norbs up out of here and all that stuff. Norbs would be the one that would be going back and forth with ARP because Norbs would be the one who would be matching ARP wit for wit. But that's not the case. Thank goodness that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? And things just unfold the way that they unfold. But watching this response to ARP, bro, just makes me sad, bro, because it's like, okay, URL is completely killing RBE as far as the business side. On the business end, they smoke RBE because they have the leverage, they have, you know what I'm saying, the power, they have the funds, they have the network, the connections, they have the battle rappers, they have all that stuff. But on the other end, bro, they get washed when it comes to somebody speaking on behalf of the URL. That person, the closest person to that would be Sue Surf, I feel like. But Sue Surf is somebody who is delusional and over the top, and just like, you can't take anything Surf says serious. So URL really doesn't have somebody that can go wit for wit with ARP. This is what the response was, bro. There was no response. This is what makes me sad, bro, is that there is no response. It also just confirms, it really just confirms and reassures, bro, that everything that ARP says and is saying is absolutely 100% true, even though we know it to be true already, because even battlers speak out. He got the files, you know what I'm saying? We know what happened. We already know. But then we get a response like this, to where you ask Smack about the situation with ARP, and you have nothing to say but this.
Do you feel in a certain way when, I guess, you attack the brand? Attack what brand? The URL brand. Nobody don't attack my brand.
Smack got mad defensive. Yo, so No Bar said, "How you feel about attacking the brand?" He's like, "Attack what brand? Attack what brand?" Yo, Smack got mad defensive, bro. Smack got mad defensive. I'm not gonna hold y'all. So I can understand now at this point, No Bar is probably even becoming a little bit intimidated by asking, you know what I'm saying, this type of question. So that's why I respect and salute somebody like No Bar's and Knowledge even more so for asking the tough questions, because, bro, it's like, bro, he just asked him, like, yo, he just puffed out, like as soon as Smack heard him ask that question, he like puffed out like, who, what brand, who's my brand, who's talking about my brand, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, like, sheesh.
I don't got no reason for nobody to attack my brand. We out here working, we just doing us. I don't got nobody who's attacking what. You know what I mean? You know.
He's like, who's attacking what? Bro, Smack is acting like he doesn't know, or his publicist or people that work for URL or Caffeine, you know what I'm saying? These people don't know or aren't aware that ARP has a campaign, bro. There's like an entire campaign right now exposing URL for having sabotaged and blocked battles, bro. Smack, please don't act like you don't know. You know what I'm saying? I understand. He's a little bent right now at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's been drinking. But come on, man. And this is what I mean. Like, the URL just doesn't have somebody to go wit for wit, bro, and match ARP as it pertains to that, as it pertains to going back and forth.
Defense is real though, just in case, but like, we good. I get nothing but love. I'm all about love. I create opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? On some real.
And that is one thing, bro, that I will always have respect for Smack for. I have never, right, if you go back into my blogs, right, I have never, ever personally spoken about Smack himself, right, or spoken negatively about Smack himself. I speak on the business of things. Smack himself, I feel like, is a very real dude. Smack himself is a real dude. Like, Smack himself, just Smack, is a very real dude. Obviously, for him now, though, his life is his career. As a man, your work becomes your life. So he's fully into what he has to do as it pertains to the business of things and to make things happen. And what he just said is 1000% true, and I will never ever say is not true about Smack, bro, is that he's provided opportunities, bro, for a lot of people. So as much as I speak on the business of URL, right, as the business, Smack himself has done what he has to do to get himself where he is today, but also to create opportunities for people. Even if it means having sold a part of yourself, he still had to do what he had to do to make that happen. So that's one thing that I can definitely say about Smack. That's one thing that I can definitely say about Smack.
Smack, man, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody attacking nothing over here. He's chilling. You don't really tell me. I love you, man. Shil just gave me 2 classes back to back, 2 weeks. Last week he gave me another class and he got 2.
Hey, sir, 6-0, 6 days.
Yeah.
That's a Jersey thing, though. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about it. That's all you got for me, man? Because I'm out, man. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real, Smack. It's a certain person that's making blogs, and I feel like it's attacking the companies.
No Bar There's a certain person that's attacking, that's making blogs and attacking the company. No Bar is still trying to beat around the bush a little bit because he's probably a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Smack came off a little bit aggressive when he asked about it the first time. So he's kind of like beating around the bush a little bit, which I understand, man. But
What we talking about? September 24th, Summer Madness. You know what I'm saying? I got Sue Surf versus JC.
that's how Smack responds to the question. He said, what we talking about, man? We got Summer Madness, we got Tay-Rock, Swamp, Sue Surf, JC. Smack completely shrugs off the question, the situation. That's how he responds to the situation. In some ways, I think that is genius, right? In some ways, I think that is very smart. In other ways, I wish that Smack would actually sit down one day and have a real conversation. The closest that I've heard Smack having a real conversation was with Knowledge, when Knowledge was talking to Smack about truce, like the battle rap truce, and it was on IG, and Smack actually seemed kind of like focused and sat down and actually responded to some questions. You know what I'm saying? But I would like to see Smack. I would love for one day for Smack to sit down, right? Not be bent, right? Just be fully focused, because Smack seems to always be thinking about everything at one point in time. Like, he never seems to be like there with you, like there. You know what I'm saying? So I wish he would just sit down one day and answer some of these questions. But then again, the way that Smack responds is genius, because URL and RBE are going through lawsuits and all this stuff. Smack isn't the most articulate person. If Smack starts to talk about some of these things, it's possible that he can say things that will incriminate himself, that can incriminate him and the URL. So for Smack, it is very smart to respond to the situation the way that he's responding. But again, I wish that we can get some realness. You know what I'm saying? A real response. A real response. So let me know what y'all think of this, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy Drill coming at you live and direct from the bathroom.